10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2,
Manchester
1,
United have
0.
reached the promised land.
Good morning, everybody. How are we all doing? I've gone not one Dutch, I've gone like triple Dutch here today. It's the Dutch overload here on United People's TV after confirmation from Fabrizio Romano with the here we go for Wout Weghorst. Weghorst? I'm still going to call him Weghorst. I apologize to anybody. But look, I'm here bang on 10. Sometimes I keep you waiting for a couple of minutes. Why not? But today, it feels like the right day to go on time after the news that we have got. Is it the man we wanted? I mean, I suppose it is. I mean, we'll have a debate about it in the comments, but I'll run through the full story here. Manchester United hopefully will have Weghorst in the squad to face Man City. That'll be a big thing. But yeah, I've gone all Dutch here. I think Fred, one of the subscribers sent me this. I've also got the old Ten Hag up there. Should get a little Dutch shirt on that one as well. But look, we're getting a proper number 9 in. A proper number 9. And he scores goals as well. I'll run through the full story. I'll run through the tactical video, what the Athletic are saying, what Fabrizio Romano are saying. We'll speak about the Nottingham Forest League Cup semi-final draw after City. They didn't just lose to Southampton yesterday. They were pumped. City looked absolutely bang average, which probably means they're going to be absolutely incredible against United at the weekend. But we'll look ahead towards the derby. We'll speak about a Facundo Pellistri loan. We'll speak about Victor Lindelof and the fact that Man United blocked to move there. We'll speak about Tom Heaton's comments on Ten Hag's discipline. So much to discuss here this morning. And of course, the big story is about Wout Weghorst. So who's down here in the comments? I'll read a few names out and then we'll get involved here. Brian, I can see you there. Charlie, Kalechi, Emuze. We've got Michael Parsons. Good morning to you. Ivor Phillips, Wendy Sloan, Man Kudus, Kieran Traynor, Comedy Guy, Secured Tortilla. I like that name. Secure tortilla. I don't know what's secure about the tortillas. That when you don't have any leaks at the bottom of it. I don't know. How do you wrap your tortillas? It's a controversial conversation. Who's on Facebook? Hayden Walker. Good morning to you. Amar, Ian Cartwright, and Kenny. Carl, I'm sure that all the regulars are here as well, but I can't see your names down there, but I'm sure you are. But good morning to all of you. First thing I do want to say here, Josh, you're there. I can see you there. Is that the story broke before Fabrizio Romano. It was Santi Aouna, and it was the journalist who originally broke the story of Wout Weghorst to Manchester United. This came out a little bit earlier, probably about an hour and a bit before Fabrizio. And yeah, he's saying that the total agreement has been reached. And then, of course, we got the famous 3 words. Fabrizio Romano gave it the here we go. All conditions revealed on Tuesday are now confirmed. Manchester United will pay €3 million to Besiktas, then sign Weghorst on loan to Burnley. He is going to fly to Manchester today. This is the important part. To undergo medical tests and then sign that contract. So fingers crossed, we'll have him in the squad to face City. I'm not saying that he's going to be the difference maker against City, but it'll be a really good option for Manchester United to have. It really, really will be. I'll speak about Weghorst in a little bit more detail after I've read the full story, right? Let's go over to the Athletic and see what they've been saying on it. Manchester United have agreed that deal to sign Weghorst on loan. We've agreed the deal. The Turkish club will receive 2.5 million compensation. And bear in mind, I had this whole show set up before Fabrizio gave it the here we go. So I had all the stuff that was coming out of Turkey. Now, Besiktas are really happy about this. They're calling it Turkish journalists are calling it a lottery win for Besiktas because they've obviously signed him. They haven't paid to sign him on loan for the rest of the season. They had him with the option, I think it was actually, to buy him for €10 million. But they've now earned €3 million. And Besiktas are absolutely delighted with that. There's a couple of, was it Pharrell? You've joined as a member. Nice to see you. There's a couple of super chats. And I think I'm hearing about some memberships being dropped in. Let me make sure I read these ones out. There absolutely is. Man, Rotham, you've gifted 5. Stu, you've gifted 5. And Nathan, you've gifted 5. It is vibey down here in the comments today. It is vibey. Make sure you drop a like on the video if you're new. Great signing so far, says Sam. And let's hope that he ends up being another one. Spence, what are you saying? Not the here we go I was expecting, but a decent signing nonetheless. Can we talk about Besiktas making 3 mil off a play they don't even own? That's why, as I said, the Turkish press are calling it a bit of a lottery win for Besiktas. They just happened to sign the right player that Manchester United wanted in January. They're making a bit of money out of it because they had that contract. That's what contracts are there for, ladies and gents. Dave, you're saying Sky only picked up the story, mate. Sky. Once upon a time, Sky were the absolute kings of the transfer market. Deadline day was their day that, I don't know, their Christmas day. They are crap now. They are crap. They are so far behind everyone. But look, let's go back to read the full story on The Athletic. Besiktas will receive that payment directly from United rather than Burnley. That's interesting. Besiktas had been waiting up to remember this, that we were hearing that Besiktas wouldn't agree to the deal, for the deal to go through until they had signed what looks like Vincent Abubakar. I mean, they were never really going to, they didn't hold the cards. We've got City on Saturday. We need Weghorst. I believe that the deadline to register Weghorst is like lunchtime tomorrow. It might just be 24 hours before the game. It's a 12:30 kickoff. So presumably it's a 12:30 deadline tomorrow to have him registered so he can be in the squad to face City. From a fitness perspective, he's been out there playing in Turkey. It's a different level. He's not going to be Premier League fit, but he'll be fit enough to come on and play 15, 20 minutes towards the end of the game. That shouldn't be an issue. Mate, look at that. What a community, man. Gungshi, you're down there gifting 5 memberships as well. Good morning to all of you. Good morning to all you gifters. And just, man, it's just good news. It's just good vibes around the club at this moment in time. It really, really is. And with this, let me zoom out. This is a pretty good Photoshop. Look at that. With this guy here, right? I know full well that this is not the sort of striker signing that we, as Manchester United, should be making if we are going to be closing that gap to City and winning the Premier League. However, in a bad situation, which is what this January is, I'll reiterate, we've got £24 million in the bank. That's dropped from over £300 million in the bank in 2019. We've burned through cash. We've maxed out we haven't maxed out our overdraft, but because we're losing £2.5 million a week as a business, we don't have the money to go. If we had the money this January, we would have already signed Cody Gakpo, I believe. So I'm not going to go here and say that Weghorst was the #1 target and it has been the #1 target. But when it came to the conversation of, all right, Ten Hag, you want somebody in January? You can only get someone in on loan, and this is your budget. Inside those constraints, Weghorst was the #1 target. Went out and we got the man that Ten Hag felt could make a difference. And I tell you what, and I think we've all said this quite a few times. People will try to compare signing Weghorst on loan as Man United signing Ighalo on loan, which I think was for Solskjaer, wasn't it? And I can't explain to you how different those scenarios are. I would never have been able to do a video like this on Ighalo to Man United. Maybe I did and I'm forgetting about it. I don't think I did. But I wouldn't have been able to do it with as much confidence as I did this video here, because you can really understand the profile of Weghorst, where he's going to fit in, not only for the fact he's absolutely massive and he adds the aerial threat. And Man United, you get Shaw and Delo, they're going to be overlapping and maybe sending crosses in instead of just doing cutbacks. Yes, that's an asset to the game, but he's a very aggressive pressing forward. He will play the Ten Hag style of football. He's got that attitude. People are absolutely writing, not people, but some are writing him off before he's kicked a ball for Manchester United. And as I said, having spoken to quite a few people about him throughout his career at Alkmaar and at Wolfsburg, they've written him off the whole time, and he's had to sort of prove people wrong. And that's created a sort of mentality which has sort of made him who he is. And because Ten Hag, right, and the signings that he's made so far, as I said, if Ten Hag wants him, if Ten Hag thinks that he can make a difference, then I trust Ten Hag. I think he's earned that trust so far. We're going into this game against City in a completely different mindset with the same squad as Ronaldo aside and now Weghorst aside, that we had earlier in the season, but there's a different feeling around the club, and it's down to the work that Ten Hag is doing. And I'm looking forward to seeing what Weghorst can do. And as I said, my gut instinct is that if he proves himself enough in these 6 months, I think he'll earn himself a permanent deal. Not a huge, massive deal, not a huge long-term deal, but a deal for, I don't know, maybe a 2-3 year contract, and he can then be an option that we have. He's you know, Van Gaal had Fellaini. Ten Hag's got Weghorst. It is what it is. Let me see what you're saying in the comments. Connor, you're saying he's a lot better than people think. Not world class, but he's a decent player. I think he will. That's exactly how to describe him. He is a decent player. He won't pull up trees. He won't be banging in 25 goals and be like, oh, wow, we've got our own Haaland. No, it's not what he's expected to do. But given our options, before and after Weghorst, we're better off now that we've signed him. Well, when he actually gets confirmed. We have not, of course. Martinez, I bet Jamie Carragher will be like, well, I'm not sure about Weghorst. He's probably going to be too tall for the Premier League. Do you think we'll, Harry? I hope we do. I really hope we do. We've got 24 hours, and we won't really know that until we see what happens today. He's going to be flying to Manchester, as Fabrizio Romano says. He's flying to Manchester today to undergo the medical with United, get the contract signed, and let's see whether or not. Oh God, my microphone's over there. Sorry about that. My microphone just touched my neck. Got excited. Question in the comments, right? How many goals do you think Weghorst will score? In fact, let's do this as a poll on YouTube. Hopefully this doesn't ruin my microphone again. I'm getting scared. Let me do that. I hope it doesn't ruin it again. How many goals will Weghorst score? I'm going to go for 0 to 5, 5 to 10, 10 to 15, 16 to 20. Well, 9, 0 to 4. There you go. Right. There's 4 options there. I apologize to anyone on Facebook. You can only do polls on YouTube. But how many goals do you think he'll score? I think I've maintained, and I will maintain, if he can contribute directly to somewhere between 10 and 15 goals, and that means goals and assists, then I think he'll be hailed as an absolutely superb signing. Weghorst is here to help us get into the top 4, right? That's our goal this season. That's always been the goal before we kicked the ball to right now. Our goal has been top 4, and we're absolutely on course for that. We've got a really good gap. We probably need that gap. We're playing City, we're playing Palace and Arsenal. It's going to be very tough to get 9 points from that. But if we do get 9 points from that, I mean, you may as well just book the parade bus because we're winning the quad. Last English club to be involved in 4 cups, by the way. Who could have predicted that? It might be the Europa League, but still, last English club to be involved in 4 cups. Just saying, just speaking facts. Tyler, you're saying if he starts firing from the start, do you think he'll replace Martial as a starter? I would be surprised if he came in and displaced Martial straight away. I think Ten Hag does have belief in him, but I also do feel that Ten Hag's belief and his public backing of Martial, I'll be completely honest, I think a little bit was in part because he knew he didn't have an alternative. And he knew that that sort of harsh treatment of Martial, it doesn't work. Martial's never done well with the tough love treatment. He likes the arm around the shoulder. But now that he's got an alternative in Weghorst, maybe. You can't rule it out. And it's all down to how well he will play. Let me see what you're saying in the poll vote so far. We've got 700. Look at that. 700 votes in 1 minute. That's what I'm talking about. Engagement, man. The community is wicked. But 50% of you so far, you're going for between 5 and 9 goals. And 42% of you think somewhere between 10 and 15 goals. Only 4% of you think 0 to 4, and only 4% of you think 16 to 20. Imagine he scores 16 to 20. No, he won't score 16 to 20 goals. But I'm looking forward to it. I'm not. As I said, this isn't going to be a transfer which I think transforms this Manchester United team and takes us to the place that we can't get to without him. But he will make, I would consider, a significant difference. If we look at this Man United team, it's just that's such a big hole right now. Is that centre forward position? Anthony Martial, I think his movement is okay. I think he works well in the team, but he's just not posing the direct threat. And look, there's a comment there from Devil saying the competition might just be the key to push Martial. If we're looking at how Martial has coped with competition so far at United, it's made him go the opposite direction, especially when Ibrahimovic came in and took the number 9 off him. But Martial, his best season was 2019-20 when he was just like he was a number 9. It wasn't really anybody else there. Obviously, Marcus Rashford was banging him in, and And Voldemort was banging him in from the right wing as well. Man, what could have been, eh? What could have been? Never mind. Harry, you think somewhere between 8 and 10 goals. 5 to 10 goals, 10 to 15 goals, assists. I mean, we'll all take that. Fellaini was a clumsy player, kind of. Yeah, I'm not saying that he is a Fellaini, but he's going to be that type of option. But he does have a little bit more to his game. As I said, I'll tell you what. Let me get the link for this video for you. Where is it? I think it's on my Twitter account. Actually, no, let's not get it from Twitter. Let's get it from YouTube. Really good video, if I do say so myself. Because it will help you understand the different assets of his game that can really make a bit of a difference to this United team. That's done there. So look at that. We've had 1,000 votes. Look at that. 1,000 votes in 4 minutes, and only 400 of you like the video. Drop a like on the video. 600 of you. Come on. But 50% of you think 5 to 9 goals, and 42% of you. So 92% of you think he's going to score between 5 and 15 goals. That's an easy way to do it. Look at that. Dominic, you're down there gifting 5 memberships. What a Don. And Fizz. That's nice of you as well. Who are the lucky 5? Sebastian, Trim, you've got one. Brian Hawkins, Markhead, Ken, you've got one as well. Dominic, who are the lucky 5? Akash, Adam, Thomas, Tegger, and the Favics. And Gungshi down there making us all look bad. You're gifting. I'll tell you what. You are making me look bad. I'm going to have to jump in. Show my support. Hell yeah. It's a good day, people. It's a good day to be on United People's TV. And if you're not, well, I suppose you won't hear this, will you? But you're just happy about it. I'm happy. I'm happy about watching United at the moment. There's 10 gifted memberships from me to everybody. My thank you for just making this community what it is. And who was that there? I'm very fat. You're gifting 5 as well. Thank you very much, dude. Yeah, honestly, find me another community like this on YouTube. I'll be surprised if there is one. It's absolutely spectacular. It really, really is. Greens galore. Gift, you're asking how old he is? He's only 30. He's only 30. It's I apologize, Virulus. There's one thing you'll never ever get me doing, and that's a watch along. I don't understand. For the life of me, I would just never understand the concept of you watching me watch a game. Just go and watch the fucking game. Just go and watch the game. Look, it is what it is. I'll never ever do a watch along. I don't agree with them. I just find it very awkward if I did it. I just want to watch the game in peace. And this game on Saturday, imagine watching that. Sod that. Be nervy as hell for that game coming up. Nervy as hell. Woo! But Weghorst, as I said, if Erik ten Hag wasn't our manager, I'd be looking at Weghorst as well, that's a bit of a weird panic signing. But because it makes much more sense, as I said, I think it's unfair to compare it to Ighalo and Solskjaer. That was just a case of like, just bring a striker in. I don't care who. Ighalo, where is he? Playing in China? Fuck it, just bring him in. That's why we signed Ighalo, and that's how we signed Ighalo. Without Weghorst, it's different. There is a little bit of logic to it, even if it is a bargain basement, loan only signing because we've got no money. Yes, but in that situation, this is the best case scenario from that situation. I'm looking forward to seeing it. Fingers crossed he gets registered in time to face City at the weekend, because I tell you what, he could make a difference from the bench. Imagine he comes on 94th minute, towering header to win the derby. That would be an Old Trafford debut to remember. Dominic, you're lucky I like you, because that's a very bad dad joke. But you're lucky I like you. But in terms of the impact he'll bring, make sure you watch that video. I think you'll learn a thing or two. But as I said, it's just a very good time right now to be a United fan. I'm just looking forward to every game. And I tell you what, last night in the League Cup, Southampton absolutely steamrolling through City. Absolutely steamrolling through City. Lo and behold, City will probably be incredible this weekend. And of course, they rested a lot of players, but they still played Laporte, Walker, Alvarez, Grealish. Don't know who else. Foden, I think, started. They played plenty of first-team players, and City, look, they didn't have a shot on target. 72% possession, and Man City, didn't have a shot on target. That's a surprise. It's a big surprise. And then the League Cup semi-final draw came. And who did we get? We got Nottingham Forest. Momentum just continues to build. I tell you what, like the cup draws in these last few years have been almost laughable. Man United always drawing somebody in the 3rd round or the 4th round of the FA Cup. You think, fucking hell, again, really? But United have had favourable draws, and we are now 3 games away from Ten Hag's first trophy. And Man United are facing Nottingham Forest. And you know what made me laugh straight away? Was this. I'll be honest, a bit of Schadenfreude here. And Schadenfreude is a old German word. It means you enjoy the pain of others. Not in a horrible way. Actually, I suppose it probably was a horrible way originally. But Dean Henderson can't play in the game, and Steve Cooper didn't know about it. And he was asked straight after the game. He goes, I only just thought about that. Kind of got me on the spot there. It's unfortunate. It's kind of put a bit of dampener on it, really. It just made me laugh. But yeah, Dean Henderson can't play. He was the penalty hero yesterday, saving the last one against Wolves. He is probably one of their best players. He can't play against us. Nottingham Forest were absolutely garbage when they came to Old Trafford the other week. They really were garbage. So I'd absolutely expect Manchester United to be getting through into the final. It's going to be Newcastle or Southampton. It could be a repeat. Was it 2017 final against Southampton? Maybe bring Ibrahimovic back for that. Sandeep, honestly, I'm waiting for Jamie Carragher to be saying that. Matt, nice to see you there rejoining as a member, dude. Which shirt number does he get in your opinion? I have no idea. And I'll be honest, personally, I don't care about shirt numbers. I don't have an affiliation to the number 7 shirt that I used to have. And until somebody brings it back to what it should be, I won't care about it. Ronaldo was supposed to do that. And it was another, Cavani did it for a little bit. But overall, And then we've had Valencia and Memphis and Owen. Michael Owen, fucking more number 7. I don't really care about shirt numbers anymore. I used to. But until somebody absolutely crushes it, nah, I don't particularly care. And we know exactly what happened to the number 11 shirt when he left gigs as well. But look, this is what I said on Twitter yesterday, and I stand by it. I said, look, Man City are out. The time is now. And I said, look, we all knew it at the time when Erik ten Hag said this, that it felt like I'm not saying that it is Fergie's will knock Liverpool off their perch quote, but it kind of feels like it. Because since he said that, with Liverpool and the struggles that they've had at the start of the season, with City now going out of the League Cup, and Man United going into it feels like something's changing this season. Lothar, you can say that it felt premature. You can say it felt premature, or was it premonition? Ten Hag had confidence in what he was saying there. And I think that confidence is just building through this team. And getting that League Cup semi-final draw against Nottingham Forest is another reason to build confidence. We've got City on Saturday, though. My starting 11 video is going out today. And it's I'm looking forward to doing that video. I'm looking forward to the game, but it is a nervy game coming up. And I'll tell you what, it's going to be a blockbuster game. There have been some derbies. Well, there's not been some derbies. I haven't looked forward to a derby in a long time. I've hoped that United have won, and sometimes we've come out of the right side of it, but I haven't particularly looked forward to a derby in a long time. I am looking forward to this game on Saturday because I think we genuinely can beat them. Glenn, nice to see you there joining as a member. There was somebody who's fired in a super chat. Don't let me miss this. I've got a feeling 21 is coming. Farouk, you are feeling happy this morning. I'm not going to go anywhere near 21 talk. I might let myself entertain the concept of being in a title race after these next 3 fixtures, but not before. We have to get through City, Palace, and Arsenal with the right results, and then we can have a conversation about whether or not United are in a title race, all right? Prior to that, I'm not going to do it because I don't want to tempt fate. But yeah, look, we're 2 games away from seeing Ten Hag rocking out in Wembley in the old club suit. It's been a while since we've had to wear a club suit. I mean, you laugh. It's kind of sad, but it's kind of, it is true. Humanit's Game saying, loving the shirt. Big up to all the Dutch fans watching. I think that lots and lots of Ajax fans came across the United People's TV after Ten Hag came in because I was a big advocate of him before he came in, and now he is coming in. So big up to anybody who's watching from Holland. And yeah, it is proper. Look at that. It is a Dutch party here today. It's not double Dutch, it's triple Dutch. It's Dutch everywhere. And a bit of green and gold. Let me see what you're saying down here. Ant, you're saying, look, we've got to get through City with the right performance. Of course, we know that. I mean, if we get through City, I don't think the performance particularly matters. Let's be totally honest. If we get the result, that's the most important thing against City. But I've got utter confidence this time in a performance. I haven't got the utter confidence in a result, right? But I do have the utter confidence in a performance because of how we're playing now. As I said, 18 games since we've last played City. We've lost one of them in a weird game against Aston Villa. If we lose on Saturday, we will just be beaten by a better team. It won't be because we've just not played for 45 minutes and then started turning up in the second half. I don't think that would happen. Yeah, Julie, I know the mannequin's got no face. He's still got no face because I haven't sorted it out yet. I need to print it off, do it. I'm just a bit slow. I will do it though. I will do it, right? Matt, you're saying that we can totally shake everything up with 2 wins, and you're right. And Save the Jungle there with a comment which is absolutely on the money. Casemiro is key to everything, and that's a little bit of a teaser for what's coming out in my starting 11 video later. Speaking about Erik ten Hag, I thought this was a really nice touch and just a really nice comment from Dean Holden, Charlton's manager, after the game. Erik ten Hag came to see me after the game, invited me to his office. We shared a beer together. He gave a bottle of wine for my wife, and he gave me the Rashford shirt. And it's just the small touches, man. The small touches, and I said this on Twitter as well, the small touches can help establish that respect. It's how Ten Hag is perceived. Ten Hag is obviously a man who commands respect. But he doesn't do it in like a Mourinho type way. Mourinho is very authoritarian. It's either my way or you're just going to get booted to the curb and like curb stomped. That was Mourinho's style of management. When it worked, he had like a team of Space Jam villains and you couldn't stop him. Inter Milan, that Real Madrid team was ridiculous. And Chelsea. Ten Hag is doing something different. I don't think Dean Holden personally will ever forget that. And by the way, did you see Andy Mitten's tweet? Dean Holden's a United season ticket holder. So he got an email from United within like 20 minutes of full time with with the payment dates for the semi-final for the draws. That was hilarious. That cracked me up. But it's those small things. It's the small things, it's the big things, it's the full package that Ten Hag, in my opinion, just seems to be getting right at Manchester United. And that's why momentum is continuing to build in pretty much every direction at the club. And on top of that, the Glazers are selling. This is your team. What are you saying? De Gea, Wan-Bissaka with Varane, Martinez and Shaw, Casemiro, Fred and Bruno. With Eriksen too. That means Bruno's on the right-hand side. With Rashford and Martial. That could be a shout, you know. That could well be a shout. But I'll release my starting 11 video will go out around about 12 p.m. UK time today. And speaking about Ten Hag here, I thought this was a really important talking point too. Heaton's comments on Ten Hag. He said this. He goes, he has brought a clear messaging, clear lines of what's acceptable and what's not. Responsibility on everyone, the professional side of it. And when you cross it, he's there to put you back in the place. I also think on the back of that, we've been a little bit more successful so far. Nobody's getting carried away, one game at a time. But when results are improving and everything is moving forward a little bit more, everyone is on the bandwagon and pushing for that and wanting that. So that's been a key feature, his strength in what's acceptable and what's not acceptable and carrying it through. My personal view is that it really does make a difference. When there's a consequence to players, a discipline, you know not to cross the line. If you do, you'll be out. And I think, again, I could pull up now if I wanted to, and I wanted to do the research, and I'm a little bit busy at the moment, but I think it'll be a very good video. And I've already done a video on Ten Hag's discipline, but I could pull up now probably between 10 and 20 different interviews with United players at various points from the preseason to Deleu's first interview I remember him doing when he was saying that Ten Hag was hard and the discipline was hard. And Victor Lindelof, I think, did one too. All these United players saying we needed that discipline. That discipline is good. We like it. More of it. It's working. Just so many different examples of players all saying, yeah, we needed what Ten Hag is doing. And it's just a good vibe. Nick, I thank you very much, man, for that super chat. Wow. What are you saying, sir? What story, though? All his career, not talking about Ten Hag, obviously, Weghorst. All his career is deemed not good enough for professional football and now scored twice in a World Cup quarter-final and earned a transfer to United, all because of sheer willpower, work ethic, and attitude. And I like that. That is a super chat. And yeah, as I said, Nick, for me, that's one of the big reasons why I am excited about Weghorst is because it feels like he's been swimming upstream his whole career. Like he's had to go against the grain and fight for everything he's got. He's not just had it on a silver platter. And that sort of mentality would fit into what Ten Hag is doing now. It's why we're starting to win these games. It's why we're changing. Julie, I hope you're right. We all hope you're right. And I tell you what, it feels like we're heading in that direction now. And City are wobbling, but City will just, I'm not sure if City are going to go away. Harry, you're saying Weghorst has always been criminally underrated. He was a beast at Wolfsburg and he's been bossing it at Besiktas. Was it 18 games? He got 9 goals and 4 assists, I think. That's not a bad return. That is not a bad return. He is. He's a salmon swimming upstream. What else are you going to say down here? Going to have man crushes on Casemiro. I like that. Hey, look, I've already got a man crush on Martinez, and I'm starting to cheat on Martinez a little bit with Casemiro. I can't throw Weghorst into the mix as well. It'd be an absolute orgy. Get in their faces. They don't like it. No, they don't. I tell you what. Hopefully, I tell you what. You know what would be a dream? So Van Nistelrooy won the league. WW. United need to do. I saw a video on Twitter. You know when actually, no, I won't spoil it for anybody who hasn't watched Breaking Bad. So I won't say this. That's me being nice. So Matt, more importantly, damn it, there's too many comments coming in. More importantly, with the big question of the day, where is it? How do you fold your tortilla? Well, I go fold the bottom up first and then go left and then right. My tortilla's never really, you haven't done a tortilla properly if you can fold it and it rolls perfectly. You have to have one end just like open because you overfilled it. That's what I would do anyway. So it's bottom, then it's side, and then it's just like squeeze and hold together. That's what you got to do. Then it's a good tortilla and it's a good wrap. Otherwise, you haven't put enough in it. That's the truth. Make sure you drop a like on the video, peeps. There's still lots and lots to talk about. We're going to be speaking about Victor Lindelof, Facundo Pellistri. We're going to take a look ahead to the derby, speak about Rashford, speak about Casemiro. And I'm going to look at the poll now because there were so many votes. How many votes have we got now? Over 2,000 votes. That's the biggest poll that we've had so far. That's wicked. It's almost like we just signed a player. And 50% of you now think that he'll score between 5 and 9 goals. That'll be a decent enough return. And he will add assists into his game as well. It won't just be goals. And that's, I think, an important facet to understand. 2,100 votes. That's wicked. It says 1,400. There's 2,500 of you watching. That's like, I don't know, 1,700 of you that can drop a like on the video right now. Take 2 seconds out. It'll be a big help to the community. And it will show YouTube that, you actually enjoy the content. So take 2 seconds out and drop a like on the video. And let's move on to the next talking point. I do try to cover all the United news in one show to keep you bang up to date. So you don't have to go trawling around. That's what I try and do anyway. This was a little interesting nugget here from Fabrizio Romano. Atletico Madrid actually asked for Victor Lindelof. I don't know if it was unknown, but they asked for him and Ten Hag slapped it. Said, away with you. And I think Victor Lindelof is a decent centre-back. I would much rather be seeing Harry Maguire leave the club before Victor Lindelof. So I think that is the right thing to do. And I don't think that we'll be seeing the back of Lindelof anytime soon. So it's not really a big story. I just found that to be an interesting story. However, this is a story which could still develop in January. And we had a little bit of a discussion about this earlier in the week, well, straight after the game that we played the other day. And it's questionable. In fact, I don't think it is questionable. I just don't think that Manchester United should be sending Facundo Pellistri out on loan. My opinion, let me read through this article. Let's see what the Athletic are saying. Man United will meet Pellistri's agent this week to discuss the possibility of a loan move to increase his playing time. And Watford are being linked with a move for him. But a 21-year-old is not thought to be keen on a move to a championship side. He's obviously gone on loan to Spain previously and being linked there with Valencia. United are said to be undecided about the exact course of action, with Erik ten Hag stating how Pellistri could make a contribution to the first team during the second half of the season. And in my opinion, this feels very straightforward. And I can see a lot of you just saying the same thing down here. Everton were linked with a loan move for Elanga, and we heard that Manchester United were not interested in entertaining any move for Elanga until we replaced him, until we got a forward in. Well, first of all, we've got a forward in. Second of all, you've got a forward there in Pellistri who technically is just so much more gifted than Anthony Elanga. Able to skip past a player, able to run on the outside, able to fire in crosses. Anthony Elanga is a workhorse type attacker, somebody who will relentlessly run, somebody who will pretty much always be there, kind of right position at the right time, but more often than not, he isn't really capable of turning it into goal-scoring opportunities. Pellistri's had to wait, what is it, over 2 years for his debut? 2020, yeah, he's waited like 2 and a bit years for his debut, and he's made his debut, and he got an assist within 5 minutes. Pellistri looks far more like a better backup to Anthony than Elanga is. And in my opinion, I think we should probably be seeing Elanga leaving on loan and Pellistri staying in the squad. I think it will be a little bit of a mistake if Manchester United do it the other way around. And I think Pellistri's earned it. And Ten Hag has been... everything that we've read this week about Pellistri is that he trains very well. Because lots of us have always been asking, there must be something going on. There must be a reason why Pellistri is not playing, because he had a pretty impressive World Cup with Uruguay. Why is he not playing? Why is Elanga getting minutes ahead of him? And it must just have been a choice. It must just have been a choice there from Ten Hag to not starting that much. But I think at this point in time, look, and remember that we've got Amad Diallo coming through. He will come back as well. Anthony Elanga, just unfortunately for him, he doesn't have a long-term future at Manchester United. With Pellistri as he is, with Amad nailing it at Sunderland, he's going to come back. And we've got Anthony in the squad already. And you can add Jadon Sancho back in on that right-hand side. When he comes in, we're stacked. And there's just no room for a player like Anthony Elanga who doesn't have that technical quality on the ball. So therefore, I think we should be seeing Anthony Elanga leave on loan and Pellistri coming through now. Jonathan, I think it must have been that. It must have been that. Because I don't think there's, from what we've heard and seen this week, there doesn't seem to be anything wrong with Pellistri's work ethic or his attitude in training. It must just be that Ten Hag felt that he just wasn't ready. But he got the chance there and he took advantage of it. Fiona, I mean, that's a good point. And that might be one of the only things there. But again, that versatility and the requirement for it, it kind of disappears a little bit now that we've got Weghorst in. Without Weghorst, then we just had Anthony Martial playing through the middle. That where you saw Anthony Elanga. Did he start through the middle the other night? I think he started through the middle the other night. Pretty much did against Charlton. But it's just, I don't see why Manchester United would let him leave on loan. That's kind of a personal opinion, but I think a lot of you agree with that. I feel like a lot of you agree with that. Everybody fire in your comments and questions, by the way. I do, if you are new to United People's TV, and there are a lot of people watching now, so there must be quite a lot of you that are new. Please make sure you subscribe. I'm here Monday to Friday, 10 a.m. UK time, and I was bang on time today, not a couple of minutes late. With a live news show every single morning. I bring you all the news from reputable sources, and we discuss it all as a community. And I get my lunchtime videos, which are the more researched, shorter versions, because I know that not all of you have got an hour every morning to join in with these live streams. Going to have the match reaction on Saturday, match preview going out today. So make sure you join the community if you are new. Now, back to the most important conversation that we are going to be having. And that's about the sale of the club and the Glazers leaving. There was an interesting snippet from The Athletic yesterday. It was a Manchester United shareholder. And I remember, is it Aerial Investments? I think it's Aerial Investments. Yeah, I remember when they bought it. There was a Manchester United shareholder that has sold over 3 million shares after the price soared following the Glazer announcement. You can see this. According to a filing published by the US Securities and Exchange Commission on Tuesday, Ariel Investments sold nearly 3 million Manchester United shares in the last quarter of 2022. Now, this doesn't make any sort of tangible difference to what the Glazers are doing, but it's a major shareholder cashing out. And that's effectively what we've seen and what we have been seeing with the Glazers as well, is cashing out, is focusing elsewhere. Now, this is a feature that was released on the cricketmonthly.com. You remember that Abraham Glazer tried to buy one of the new franchises. I think, what was it? The IPL was getting expanded, wasn't it? And that's the Indian Premier League. Yeah, he tried to buy an IPL franchise, got outbid for it. I mean, who could possibly have seen that coming? But he's now got into cricket somehow. The Glazers are starting to have, and I think Kevin Glazer sold quite a lot of shares, and Edward. It's just Joel that's kind of been hanging on to it. They're cashing out. Big shareholders, they're cashing out. It all points in the right direction. Now, I did my video this week on Qatar and possible Qatari takeover. And I'll be honest, I don't like the look of it. It looks far more likely to be a minority investment that they are looking for in the Premier League, which is why the Spurs interest kind of makes sense, because Spurs will be happy to accept a minority investment, kind of like an angel investor at Spurs, really. Daniel Levy can stay in control, but somebody else is funding it and they've got to share the profits. I mean, that's kind of the perfect situation for Daniel Levy. And I imagine that Qatari is going to go into Spurs more than anywhere else. I don't think Liverpool would settle for minority, and we don't want to settle for minority. And that's why I did that video. Bit of a concern around it. But we'll cover it. We'll cover all the news when it happens. So I've covered, it's mad, isn't it? I've done videos on Dubai, Apple, Amazon, Jim Ratcliffe, Qatar now. That's 6 different interested parties. There's so many interested parties. No real movement on actual news in terms of them putting a bid in and it taking a step further. When it happens, I'm looking forward to seeing it. And we are going to have a serious party here today. We went triple Dutch here today for Wout Weghorst after Fabrizio Romano gave it a here we go. It's a little bit of a party atmosphere here this morning. And it's good vibes all around. But I tell you what, the vibes when the Glazers do sell, that's going to be something different. We are going to get drunk. Alex, good morning to you, my friend. You missed a cracking show today. You missed an absolute cracker. Speaking, let's finish the show here. Last 5 minutes of the show. Let's talk about the derby. And tomorrow we'll run through my proper predicted 11 because I'm going to be releasing it today. But Pep Guardiola is saying this after the game yesterday. If we perform in this way in the derby, we do not have a chance. And no, they don't have a chance. Did you watch the game yesterday? Southampton were good. Both of their goals. Really good, aggressive pressing from Southampton, winning the ball back high up the pitch. A wonderful cross and the first time finish was absolutely fantastic. Nick, you're saying down there about Sale in Q1 is, hold your horses here. We've still got, what, 10 weeks? It depends on the due diligence that would be required for something at Manchester United's size. I don't know about that. I wouldn't say that it can't happen, but we need some movement on it. I think we do. Now, Connor, I know I've seen this in the comments quite a few. It's just, there's just that natural pessimism in a United fan that you just can't get rid of. Or just natural pessimism of being a football fan. Because if City had spanked Southampton 4-0 yesterday, there will be comments here today going, ooh, I'm not sure. City coming in off the back of that 4-0 win. That concerns me. City lose yesterday. A wounded City. That concerns me. It is. Everything concerns you about the derby. It's the derbies, right? But I'm looking forward to it. City, as I said, City getting 0 shots on target. They brought on De Bruyne. They brought on Haaland. They brought on the big guns. And they still didn't get a shot on target. Surprising. Really surprising. Now, there's 2 players, in my opinion, who are crucial to Manchester United in this derby. And there's no surprise that I'm going to name Marcus Rashford as one of them. Look at that. Since the World Cup finished and Premier League football returned, Marcus Rashford has scored nearly double of anybody else. Erling Haaland is second on 4. Marcus Rashford up there with 7 goals in all competitions. Marcus Rashford, this isn't a case now of saying Marcus Rashford's back. This is a case of saying this is a new and improved and better Marcus Rashford. This is the best Marcus Rashford we have seen in a Manchester United shirt. This isn't just Rashford getting back to what he was doing in 2019-20. This is upgraded Rashford. And I'm looking, this is down there, you're saying this is prime Rashford, says Pharrell. Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. And if he can make it 9 games in a row, woo, he scored at Old Trafford. Jonathan, you're saying Pep tried to be clever again. I mean, you could say that, but they still had Laporte, Walker, Alvarez, Grealish. Calvin Phillips was making his debut, looked absolutely garbage. Not debut, first game he's played like 190 odd days. Actually, was it debut? I don't know whether it was debut or not. But if there's one player who I think makes a difference if we win on Saturday, it's Casemiro. Without a shadow of a doubt, it's Casemiro. Because for the first time in, I honestly can't tell you how long. I'd have to go back and look at the teams. But I can't remember the last time that I went into a game against City and I genuinely felt our midfield could get the better of their midfield. Because we've just had to watch City's midfield toy with us. Absolutely toy with us for years. De Bruyne and Silva and Gundogan and anybody else who's played in the middle there. Both Silvers. It's been brutal to watch. That will not happen with Casemiro in there. And that's something that I have just an utter confidence in. I don't have an utter confidence in the fact that we're going to get 3 points against City. I think anybody does. But I do have an utter confidence that this man will make a substantial difference in midfield. And I think the midfield setup, I think, is the most crucial aspect. And that's going to be the focus of my video that goes out later on today. What you're saying down there, Bruno being fresh is a plus. Of course it is. Let's have a look down here. Casemiro is a new key to midfield. Yeah, that's exactly what I was saying down there. I mean, Ricky, Arsenal fans, come on. Have you ever had you ever tried to have a logical conversation with Arsenal fans? I lived with an Arsenal fan at uni. And on the day that we beat them 8-2, we've just put 8 goals past you. I think we started with Cleverley and Anderson in midfield. And he still had gas. He still had energy to come at me at 8-2 after his team's just lost 8-2. You can't speak logically to a lot of Arsenal fans. Just lead them to one part. They can keep Thomas Partey all you want, bro. We've got Casemiro. Don't need to have that argument. I'm not wasting my oxygen on that shit. But look, last couple of minutes of the show. Fire any questions. You can be whatever you want it to be. For everybody else who's just joined in, let me do a quick roundup. Fabrizio Romano has given it the here we go. Weghorst is joining Manchester United. 3 million euros has been paid directly by United to Besiktas. I mean, they're happy, man. They signed a player without paying on loan for a season. And all of a sudden in January, they're getting paid 3 million for the privilege. And he scored 9 goals for them in the season. Absolutely fine. They're absolutely happy with that. The Turkish media are calling it a lottery win for Besiktas. He'll fly to Manchester today. Hopefully, he can get registered in time. I think we've got 24 hours to register him so he can play against City. That would be a good one. Jonathan, good question there. Where are you going on holiday this year? So I had a holiday booked last year for Morocco, and I had to cancel it because work was so wild in that transfer window that I couldn't spare the week. So in April, I'm going to Marrakesh for a week, and I'm looking forward to it. Really looking forward to it. What's this news about United? Nah, Memphis Depay. You seen the crazy talk that's going on there? You're looking at Memphis Depay going to Atletico Madrid, and then Aubameyang going back to Barcelona. I mean, Aubameyang has to be just, he's like the stink bomb. Just Arsenal did so well to get rid of him. I don't know why Barcelona wanted him, and then Barcelona got rid of him, and then Chelsea. Oh, he's been shit. Who could possibly have predicted that he would have been a shit signing for Chelsea? Nobody. Absolutely nobody, apart from everybody. Mo Salah, I don't personally think so. I don't think that he'll be making a return on Saturday. And Siv, you're asking whether he's straight into the team. He's absolutely a sub. He will not be coming straight into the team. What is my favourite fruit? I tell you what's amazing. Crunchy red grapes that are in the fridge. They're like sweets. What else are you saying down here? Score prediction. I'll do that. Watch my video. It's going out at lunchtime, Julie. I'm going to do that at the end of there. I haven't read Ten Hag's biography yet. I should buy that, actually. That'll be a good book to have down over there. What are you saying down there? Memphis is in talks with the Athletic. What, is he going to go enjoy the Athletic? Yes, Elliot, you're enjoying the shirt. All the Dutchies enjoying the shirt. What else are you saying down there? There we go. Right, we'll wrap it up now. I enjoyed that show. That was an absolute corker. Thank you, everybody, for joining in. Thank you, all the generous people. We've had Nathan. We've had I'm Fat. We've had Gung Shi. We've had Dominic. Everybody who gifted memberships. Absolute legends to all of you. I'm sure there'll be a lot, and there still are lots of you here that won't be subscribed to United People's TV. Please take 2 seconds out, subscribe, drop a like on the video, and I'll be here later on today with my starting 11 for City. I'll be here tomorrow morning for my show at 10 a.m. And fingers crossed, the show tomorrow morning will have the announcement of Weghorst, him holding the United shirt and ready and in that team to face City at the weekend. Take it easy, everyone, and big up Holland. Netherlands, big up all of it. Look at that, triple Dutch.